Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whichever one it is for you. And I want to say hello to everybody. I decided that I would quickly do a little fast Q&A for those of you who happen to be up late. Some of you live in other countries, so you may it may be like morning for you or afternoon or something like that. But anyway, I wanted to come in and just basically give a wide open, quick conversation and let you guys ask me any question that you want, and I will answer that question honestly, and I will give you the most direct, honest response that I could possibly give you. So what I'm going to do is, as we get started, I'm going to go down and look through the news and point out some things that are happening and give you quick takes on these things. Trump declares a national emergency, which has boosted the stock market today. That was a good thing. I'm glad he did that. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like. Italy, Italy got kind of overrun by this virus. I wouldn't be surprised if we in the United States get overrun as well, because I don't think we've tested everybody. I think the lack of testing is what's going to really pop out and show us, what's really going on with this thing. I just think that we've been in denial, so it's going to be a problem. It looks like the House just passed a bipartisan coronavirus bill after Trump announced his support, which is good. Good. I'm glad that he's acting like a grown up and working with others, and that Pelosi is spending less time talking about how much she can't stand Trump and more time figuring out how she can help this country. I just want that from all the politicians. I don't like seeing them up here fighting like kids and all this other stuff. I think that's incredibly unproductive and just not good for the country. Now, let's see. I see some questions in here. Let me see what you guys have here. Hey, Melissa World, how are you? Hey, Bernita Steele, good to see you. Dat Duck fan says, Jesus is the only way to salvation. Repent because he's coming soon. No comment. We've been talking about Jesus coming back for about 5,000 years, or not 5,000, but a long time. He ain't got here yet. So, but then again, it's not because I don't believe it. It's just he ain't here yet. Have you heard of the fourth industrial revolution, the great wealth transfer? A little bit, yeah. I mean, the fourth, I don't know. I got to go see what the fourth industrial revolution is, but if it's technology, then yeah, there is a wealth transfer related to technology. Hey, what's up? Is that Confidential? Sunset Confidential? Good to see you. Hey, Dual Victory, how are you? I'm on Instagram also. So if you guys want to follow me on the gram, you can follow the Real Boyce Watkins. Just follow me at the Real Boyce Watkins. Also, the Black Financial Channel's on Instagram. So go find the Black Financial Channel. What up, though? Niles lurking. Good to see you too. Let's see. Pro Woman. How many people from the school have stable six-figure businesses? From the Black Business School, quite a few. I was actually at a mastermind also called Traffic Sales and Profit. And there were several Black millionaires, regular people like you who used to have jobs maybe 3 years ago, who created businesses. And, if you have the right business model in place, you'd be amazed at how quick you can actually make money at a very high level. So I think that if Black people were ever going to really, if you want to have a winning strategy, my vote for a winning strategy would be to, really learn how to be an entrepreneur. I think it's just built for Black people. I think freedom is more desirable to us than whatever the hell it is that we have now. I'm just a big believer in freedom. Let's see here. Do I think the virus will F up the real estate or affect the real estate market? I guess it could. I mean, you're going to have, serious problems when you just have a shutdown of activity. And that's the thing. I think that if people are just sitting still and staying home and aren't going out and aren't doing things together, I don't know. That's a mess. Do I think the stock market will stabilize? Yes, it always does. At some point, historically, it always has. But how long it takes, that's the big question mark. And I think that once they start really testing people and they find out this virus is like everywhere, that's going to be a mess. I read an article today where they were talking about how many people were trying to get tested because they were like, I'm showing all the symptoms and I don't have the flu. And they were rejecting all these people. They were saying, well, you haven't traveled to any of these countries, and or you don't show all the symptoms. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Hey, what's up, Mostly Up late? Yeah, I'm up late. I had a meeting with my goddaughter, who is in the movie industry. And so we had a conversation about Boyce Watkins films. And you guys know we have a film division. We make movies. And the Black Love Blueprint is one of our projects that we've put out there. And you can go find it on Facebook. Or the website is theblackloveblueprint.com. You can actually watch that for free if you'd like to do that. Hey, Dr. Boyce, like Rolls Royce, what's good? What's going on, man? How are you? Juju. Kamara says, hey, Doc, thanks for the added classes in the stock market class. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, in the Black Stock Market program, I have a little section in the bottom that's called What Dr. Boyce is Buying. So that's basically where I go through all the different stocks that I'm picking during the downturn and why and stuff like that. So it adds to your learning, also gives you some stuff that you can sort of pay attention to in the event that you want to add any of that to your portfolio. So it's not investment advice, but you can certainly feel free to take a look. The URL is theblackstockmarketprogram.com. You can actually try it out for 30 days for $1. And we have a 30-day 100% money back guarantee if you're not happy for any reason. And we just want to do what we can to make you happy. So let's see here. But no, it's not going to be free, because when you get things from white people, they're not free. So they're not going to be free from us because we have black people that we have to pay. So we'll give you a lot of stuff for free, but you can't get everything for free. So let's see here. Richard Walker. Hello, Doc. I appreciate what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. You are welcome. Dead Duck fan, don't you think it's overdue then? Everybody says the same thing. Oh, about Jesus coming back. Yeah, well, I'm definitely not here to pee on your religion. So I have a lot of respect for the church, and I have nothing negative to say about any of that. Just respect my right to disagree if I disagree, but it's okay. I don't think that you're wrong or stupid. I wonder who's better for our stocks, Biden or Trump. Well, they say Trump is better because he's more pro-business. But Biden is pretty moderate. He's not a Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is definitely bad for stocks. Like if Sanders or Warren, when they thought Sanders was going to get nominated, the market was just like getting hit hard. The market was like, So yeah, it's a mess. Let's see. Why don't you talk about the Bill of Rights, specifically 2A? Because I'm not an expert on constitutional law. I failed that class in school. I gotta go look it up. The Anarchist. Hey, Boyce, I'm growing my YouTube channel. I enjoy your grind advice. Any advice or tips? Yeah, be consistent and say, talk about things that people value. Be helpful to people. If you help people, they'll help you. So my goal every day is to be as helpful as possible. That's why I don't have any guilt about asking you guys to help us, because I think I've proven that I'm here to help you. And so it's reciprocity. Reciprocity is what you need in order to have an economy operate. In order for black people to build a black economy, you must have reciprocity. You can't have one side giving everything and the other side just sitting there absorbing. It has to go both ways. So I can't just take from you and give nothing back, right? You should expect something from me, but I can't just give to you and have you give nothing back. I should expect something from you. So that's how that's how you make an economy work. So give them something and they'll give you something back, but you got to show them that they can trust you. Let's see. Do you think we'll have a recession or depression soon? Yes, it's on its way. It's priority here. It is what it is. What do you think about 5G and the coronavirus working together? I got to read on those conspiracy theories. I'm just not a person that's instantly going to grab a conspiracy theory, but I'm not going to put anything past them. Like, so for example, I've heard people suggest that perhaps the corona situation was coincidentally very close to the trade war with China. Remember, just a few months ago, we were battling, going neck and neck with China on this trade war. And then suddenly this virus just makes China, undermines China's economic system like nothing else. I mean, to the point where the elected officials are probably nervous about losing power because, people get mad when they can't pay their bills and feed their kids. So, that's how the U.S. destabilizes governments, is they ruin their economic systems and stuff like that, like Venezuela, or just other, Zimbabwe. Economic warfare is real. The Chinese do it better than anybody. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was a type of economic warfare. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, when they talk about 5G, I'm like, okay, well, let me read the article and kind of think about it. But I am wondering where the virus came from. And I don't know. I mean, everybody's lying to you all the time. So you never know who's telling the truth. Was the virus made in a lab? I don't know. It could have been. They make viruses in labs. Shit. I never liked it. I'm in Atlanta. They got the CDC right down the street and they're making all kinds of shit. Do you know they got stuff right down the block, like a few miles from where I'm at right now? Where if that shit got out of that lab, we all be dead. Like they are very good at inventing viruses that kill people very quickly. So ain't no telling what they got going on there, man. Seriously. Let me see here. Hey, Sports Shy. Hey, HTH. What's going on? Fear of germs and the virus makes most want to stay home. Yeah, I'm gonna stay home just because I want to be with my family, and I think it is just the right thing to do right now. So I didn't like canceling all the tickets, and I had to cancel flights and trips and events. But maybe there's something about getting back home and just chilling and doing what we're supposed to be doing anyway. Maybe it'll lead to like a fundamental shift in our culture. Instead of all of us getting up and leaving our kids and families and being away all day, maybe we'll find ways to work from home. You're supposed to be with your damn kids anyway. That's why a lot of y'all trying to quit your job, like because it's not natural to spend more time with your boss than with your own children. And people probably need to work from home anyway because you got this weird stuff like the Me Too movement says, okay, we're going to have you spend 60 hours a week away from your family and friends, and you're spending all this time with all these other people, right? So men and women are spending all this time together in the workplace. But you're telling them that they can't be attracted to each other. Like you're telling the men, if we find out that, that you sleeping with any of those women, so you're the boss and all these women are hitting on you. And they're like, but if we find out that you slept with any of them, we're going to treat you like a rapist. Well, maybe he needs to work from home. I'd rather work from home. Like, just keep that away from me. You waving all that shit in a man's face and tempting him and hitting on him and coming up on him and rubbing. Did I ever tell y'all the story about the lady who rubbed her titties on me at my event? Man, I'm telling you, this really happened to me. This lady walked up to me and was like, Dr. Boyce, I just really I think your books are so good. And I'm like, is this lady's breast really on my shoulder? You see, y'all don't understand. Now, mind you, I didn't have no problem being like, go away, and my manager was like, okay, come on, boys, it's time to go. But here's the thing. As a man, that's all you can do. You can walk away and that's what you're supposed to do. But if I was a woman, I could probably sue her for $50 million. I could call the police and say that she, assaulted me. I could say, like all this stuff, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying that it doesn't differ by gender, but I'm just saying that I think that I don't know. I just think that we have to be reasonable and fair in terms of at least hearing all perspectives on some of this stuff, because I don't like this idea of treating people like they're predators just because you work and you the boss and some lady hits on you and you decide, that you're going to hit it, because she offered it to you. She wants to hit it. You want to hit it. Y'all hit it. And then you're being treated like a rapist and she's not. She's let off the hook completely because somehow you did some Jedi mind trick and tricked her into sleeping with you. I don't buy none of that. So maybe the solution is everybody just work from home. That way you ain't got to deal with none of that shit. Like that was my solution on college campuses when people would get really drunk and really bad things would happen. And somebody would be like, oh, we were all drunk and this person raped me. And the other person saying, no, nobody got raped. It was all consensual. My argument was, why are they all doing that anyway? They should all be at home and not out like getting into shit. Like if y'all can't go get together and like party and be chill, then you shouldn't be allowed to do any of that. Just shut it all down. Just don't you shouldn't be alone with a bunch of dudes, and these dudes shouldn't be all getting pissy drunk and doing whatever y'all doing at the party. Like all that's stupid anyway. Like that's how I think, but I don't think like everybody else. Everybody else thinks I'm just being too serious or too harsh, but I'm always thinking about how things look when it gets bad, when things get really out of pocket. So anyway, I know I went on a long little rant about that, but I just really think, who knows? I think at the bottom line is that I think that working from home might be a good thing. I think that might actually be a relief, because I didn't even want to go to work anyway. I was like, fuck that, man. I want to stay home and watch Netflix and take my naps. All right. So anyway, let me read something. Andre says, I remember the titty story. Okay, yeah, the lady put her titties on my shoulder, and I'm like, if I was a woman, like I could totally like sue her and like call the police, like, but you have no recourse. And it's funny, like you're a man, it's titties, like titties are funny, right? But it was still, just one of those things that just made me reflect on the double standard. Because I was like, I have not, like, if I went to the cops or if I tried to sue or said I was traumatized, nobody would believe me. People would laugh it off, and they probably shouldn't believe me because I wasn't traumatized. I just said, get your titty off my shoulder. Like, that's not cool. Get away from me. So anyway, let me see here. Solution: have a videographer follow you filming, then sue them for sexual harassment. Me Too can be Men Too. No, I don't believe in like a Men Too movement to make things equal, because I think all that the idea that I think a rapist is a rapist, and that's different from somebody who just likes you a lot or disappoints you in a relationship or decides they want to sleep with somebody else on the job. Like I just don't think they're the same thing. And but then again, common sense is not, not really valued anymore. People go into all this BS. So let's see, where can I watch the Black Blueprint show? If you go to theblackloveblueprint.com, theblackloveblueprint.com, you can actually watch it on there. We actually have this Love and Money program in the Black Business School, so you can take a look at that. And let's see, what about digital currency? Bitcoin went way up and then it went way down. From what I understand, I think crypto got hit pretty hard when the stock market dropped, if I'm not mistaken. Should we make changes to the 401k? Yeah, you may want to shift to some defensive stocks, some staples, maybe, consumer staples. I think companies that are focused on cloud computing, people are recommending those. And like I said, in the Black Stock Market program, there's a whole section on exactly which stocks I'm buying and why. So you feel free to join, take a look at that if you want. You can go to, it's theblackstockmarketprogram.com, theblackstockmarketprogram.com. The devil's winning with this virus. Y'all was praying to the wrong God. That's so funny. I'm new to stocks. What website do you recommend for buying stocks? I tell people to get started on things like Cash App, Acorn, Stash, or Robinhood. Anything simple is good. Let's see here. Hey, Doc, a little off subject. Any thoughts on Andrew Gilliam? Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. I mean, I don't know much about him, but he seems okay. He's a politician. Yeah, but he is a politician like the rest. I agree. The Bad Brody says, why can't businesses be profitable and ethically responsible at the same time? They can be. I don't know who said that they couldn't be. They can be. So it's a conscious choice. Do you take the long-term or short-term approach to investing? I always take the long-term approach. I never take the short-term approach. Should we invest in Bitcoin? I don't give investment advice, but I'm invested in Bitcoin. I own lots of crypto, but I own a lot of different cryptocurrencies. I don't own just one. What do you think of the FIRE movement? I think that's like something about retiring early. Is it what's the FI stand for? I can't remember. But basically, it sounded like something where it's basically like you live like a pauper so you can retire early. So you really, really cut your expenses super, super low. You save your money and you invest it, and then you can retire early. And I think it's cool, but it's not my style because I'm more of a believer in living an abundance lifestyle as opposed to a scarcity lifestyle. Like I think that you can be financially free and not have to live like a pauper or feel bad because you ate at Applebee's twice this week or whatever, So I'm more of an advocate of saying, just go out here and get a second stream of income, make you a couple grand, $2-3 grand a month. And then your job, you don't have to save anything. All your savings can come from your side hustle, or your investments can come from your side hustle. When I was in Atlanta, I met a lot of people, especially a lot of Black women that had, used to work jobs and they got these side hustles and they're making like 10, 15, 20 grand a month. These opportunities are out there, but you got to kind of think outside the box. Let's see. If I buy a superstar, will the proceeds go to you? A superstar. I don't know what you mean by a superstar. No, I'm sorry. I don't know what you mean by that. Let's see. Stephen Johnson, have you been about to cancel a few events because I know you were having issues with Orbitz? Yeah, Orbitz isn't letting me cancel anything. I might lose money, so it is what it is. Nisu says church be scamming, fuck the church. I wouldn't put all the Black churches in one pocket. There's thousands of them, so I don't give up on the Black church, but I do think that there are some that could use some work, but some more than others. There's some out there that are really doing good work, so I'm not going to write off the whole Black church. What do you think about baseball? I hate it. It's very boring. Let's see. Dr. Boyce invests all day, every day. Yes. Brian, is this live? Can I ask something? Yes, you just did. HHT, what keeps you from panicking at times like these? Because investing is a long-term sort of thing. So the key is you don't panic. You just remain consistent. That's very important. And also in terms of just overall, like about panicking about the virus, I just look at the numbers. And when I see the numbers, I'm kind of like, okay, wait, we had 33 deaths like that. That doesn't scare me. That's not a big number. If it was 333,000, then that might be a number to be concerned about. But remember, you still have, that's still only 1 in 1,000 people, so, you just got to kind of think about how big the country is. And I'm not saying that it can't grow and it can't spread. We got to contain it, but it's not something that's going to keep me up at night. We love you, Boyce. I love you too. Thank you, Niles Lurkin. Where's the article? I don't know which article you're referring to. I'm sorry. Wine Atlanta. I was in Atlanta this week. I did an event with Andre C. Hatchett today, like kind of a wealth conversation. It was really, really cool. And also, I came down for Lamar Tyler's Traffic Sales and Profit Mastermind, which is also cool. Why can't businesses be regulated and still be very responsible? We already answered that. Okay, let me see here. Why are people buying all this toilet tissue? I have no idea. I don't know why we feel like we have to wipe our butts more because it's, because there's a coronavirus. I just don't get that. That just doesn't make sense to me. What you drinking, boys? I was drinking some coffee and some water. Let's see here. You got to smash something at work. Necessities. Yeah, but be careful. Just make sure you think carefully about who you sleep with. Like when they used to say, that women should be careful about which men they choose to go into a hotel room with, because you don't know if a man's a predator or not. I think the rule applies to women too. Men and women, meaning like men should take their time to get to know women before you let that woman in your room or you're alone with that woman. Because if you go into a room with her alone and she decides to make up a story, people are going to believe her just because you're a black man. And so one of the things that I just do now is I don't let women come into my room or a space with me alone unless I really know that woman and really trust that woman, that I'm not gonna, be accused of something later on. So yeah, I don't. No, you just gotta be thoughtful about that. Let's see here, because the big brand toilet paper are made in China. So before they stop making, because of the virus, the stacking up. Oh, is that what it is? I don't know. Why are the Dems bad for business? Because they just tend to slow business down, honestly. But the Republicans speed it up a little bit too much because they're a little bit too capitalist. So the Republicans are not healthy for the economy either. And part of the reason that you're seeing these problems with the healthcare system is because they're a little bit too capitalist. They're not, think about this. You spend more money in your healthcare system than anywhere else in the world, but yet you have incredibly mediocre healthcare. That don't make no damn sense. For the amount of money we spend, we should have perfect healthcare. They should have 1 million test kits ready to go for everything that we could possibly have, and we don't. It's a bunch of bullshit. Let's see here. Mindset says stop rambling. Fuck you. Let's see here. Jay Smooth. How should we manage our portfolio in a down economy? Continue to buy. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying. Let's see. Stephen Johnson. Have you been about? Okay, wait. You already asked that question. Proc Neff says, hey, doctor, have you released any race-based results yet or info on the victims of sick folks? No, I have not seen any race-based results yet. I'll keep my eye open for that. I don't believe, when people say black people can't get the coronavirus, don't test that theory, please. Just please don't do that. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if they find out later that we're more likely to survive. They already found that out with HIV, that there's some black people in Africa that just get it and it doesn't kill them, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not saying that you should go out and get diseases intentionally, but I do think that there's a difference between people that have dominant genes and people that have recessive genes. I think that there's something different about the original man versus, the unoriginal man. I think there's something different about melanated versus non-melanated. I think there's something different about those who survived the Middle Passage and those who never went through the Middle Passage. So I think that we do have something in us that makes us special and resilient and extra strong. And I think they know that. I think that's why they oppress us so much. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please hit the thumbs up button. Also, my Instagram is the real Boyce Watkins if you want to follow me on Instagram. Hey, Elmos. My name is Elmos Reich. Well, nice to meet you, Elmos. Let's see here. Why did the Wuhan temporary close hospitals? Hospitals closed. Did they recover? I don't know. I don't know what was going on in Wuhan. I saw that building collapse. Did y'all see that building that collapsed in Wuhan? Wasn't that crazy? They had a bunch of people that had the virus inside the building. The building just fell down. And the Chinese government is so dirty. Like, they don't tell them what they did. They were like, we're going to get rid of the evidence. Will this pandemic affect the real estate market, says Andre? Probably. It's going to affect everything. Reese, what do you think about the arena near New York that was quarantined? I didn't hear anything about. Area near New York. I thought, okay, maybe they're just being extra careful, but I think it's because they know something that we don't know. And the thing is that they can't tell you everything because they don't want people to panic. So I'm going to just say to you, I think you should protect your family and just kind of go along with the quarantine, kick back, lay back, chill. Don't get on airplanes because they don't know anything about this virus. They don't really understand what's going on. So don't assume that it's not real. Like, don't be stupid, right? Why does Tariq Nasheed hate you? Tariq doesn't hate me. Tariq and I are cool. Let's see. How do you feel about socialism? I think socialism can be okay. I think it's better in theory than it is in practice, but I don't think, and I wouldn't want to live in a completely socialist society, but I do think socialism is something that should not be a banned word. It should not be a bad word. We've sort of look at the word socialism like it's an evil word, and it's not evil. We need more socialism in our society. So you need a balance. Too much capitalism will kill you. It'll kill your whole economy. It's just not cool. Let's see, Brian. Good evening, Dr. Watkins. I remember you asking about movie makers and writers. Are you investing in the arts? And how does one open ongoing communication with you? Email producer@flynubianmedia.com, producer@flynubianmedia.com. Send over like some credentials, maybe a link to anything that you've done, and they can add you to the database of filmmakers because we are making movies and we are trying to do the Black entertainment thing. It's just sometimes there's trial and error, but I had a good conversation with a guy named Rick Mathis who made the movie Black Friday. Anybody know Rick? I hope you guys know Rick. If you don't, you should know about Rick Mathis. He's a very smart Black man, and his movie did really, really well. So what we're going to do is work together and, co-produce additional content. Also, this is a lady named Madam President out of LA. I'm working with her, Tierra KJ Williams down in Dallas. We have a lot of simultaneous projects kind of happening at once. And so the goal is to figure out just the right kind of model. So that's why we're still kind of like whopping back and forth over the right way to do it. Brian, good evening. Okay, wait, you already asked about that. Okay, I already answered your question, Brian. Yes, I saw the video saying China saying U.S. military introduced it. Oh, the Chinese saying the U.S. military introduced the virus. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think that we're accusing the Chinese of doing it, but shit, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. did that. They've done stuff like that before. And Boyce is sipping on that lean. That's right, sipping on that purple. This nigga say a lot of nothing. There's only one nigger in this conversation, sir, and that would be you. Let me see. I love working from home. Me too. Why are you not reading comments? I read some of them. Boyce, now you can say me too. Do you feel this pandemic is propaganda or real? A little bit of both. I think that, you got to remember a lot of things that are said are going to be politically motivated or economically motivated, and so, especially with a guy like Trump in office where he's very petty and he settles scores and vendettas. Like when you ban travel for all of Europe, a lot of people felt like that was politically motivated. And he just sort of, he doesn't add to the people's comfort and confidence. That can be said for sure. So I think there's propaganda, but I think at the same time, definitely from Trump, because like Trump will go out and be like, oh, it's fine and it's no big deal and nobody's dying and we've got 1 million test kits, and he'll just be lying. Like he's just a lie. He really is just a lying motherfucker. Like Trump will literally just be like, oh, we'll be testing everyone and it's going to be fine. And they were like, we don't have any test kits. Like we don't have any. We're not able to test anybody. So I think that's where people really are starting to even people who weren't questioning him as president. Now that there's sort of this fear in the air, I think that they are questioning him, and I think it's going to catch up with him. I think what's going to happen is the White House is going to be taken back by the Democrats, and it's going to be some big surprise. Like I think Hillary Clinton's going to jump in at the last minute because Hillary's been doing a lot of talking. Like she's got that documentary out. She's cleaning up her past, kind of raising her profile. I just really think Hillary's going to dive up in there. That's just what I believe. Men are immensely valuable indeed. I love men. Thank you very much, Royal. I appreciate that. Let's see. Now that stocks are low, what era is this similar to in investment history? It's similar to the crash of 1987, maybe. But the crash in 87 had a lower one day drop. Like I think we had a 13% drop. They had 22%. So it was much more worse back then. Will you do more movies discussing the perception of Black identity? I thoroughly enjoyed those vids. Oh, interesting. That's a good thought. I don't know. I got to think about that. I gotta think about that. Will this virus affect your upcoming nuptial? It could. We're worried. We're thinking we might have to cancel the wedding or postpone it or something. Not cancel it, but maybe postpone it or do it in a different way. Do you think Trump will get blamed because this virus came 3 months ago and Trump downplayed it? Yeah, he's already getting blamed. The media is hammering him pretty bad. Wuhan is celebrating closing COVID-19 hospitals. Are they really? Interesting. They claim they got it under control, but I don't know. China, they'd be lying too. They lie worse than Trump. They really lie. Do I remember Timothy Graham? No, I do not. I'm sorry. Styles. Of course, China was kicking ass in economics. Now government says, let's bio warfare them and get mandatory whatever we want out of America. That is true. That is true. I have plenty of books about starting a business, says Daniel. Good for you. Good for you. Keep reading. Keep learning. Let's see. Anisa says, watching you from Rwanda. Somebody mentioned Rwanda to me the other day as an emerging tech hub because we were talking about how great Ghana is and Kenya are, because Kenya has this great, amazing middle class and intelligent people. So we really started marketing the Black Business School a lot in Ghana and Kenya. And so Rwanda, my brother mentioned Rwanda. He said, Rwanda has a lot of great things going on too. So I think Rwanda will be another place we're going to really research. There's so much amazing stuff in Africa. Like, it's sad if you're an African American and you don't know anything about all these great African countries. Like, you've got dozens of massive countries with millions of Black people that are very smart, smarter than us, that are amazing. And we don't know anything about them. All we know about is white people. We spend all our time thinking about white people, and we ain't even think about Black people. Like, seriously, like, come on, man. Why are you spending more time thinking about your master than thinking about other Black people? That's brainwashing 101. Stop that. Stop that. Go research Africa. Just take some time. Just one day go sit down and look. Get a list of all the African countries and the populations of all the African countries, and you'll see 40 million, 80 million, 70 million, 100 million. And you'll see all these big ass countries with nothing but Black people, a lot of whom speak English like you, who know all about you, where's millions of them, and all you got to talk about is like the alt-right, or some stupid white man on Capitol Hill. Like, I mean, we sort of were trained to ignore ourselves. And that's why we feel like we're weak and surrounded, and we call ourselves minorities, even though there's nothing minor about our existence. Nothing. We're incredibly major people. We're not minorities. We are majorities. Anyway, let me keep going. What would you do hypothetically during the time that there is a shutdown of sorts? Example, develop a program, read about stock market, etc. I am 25 and your news has helped me as a Black man. Well, good for you, Zachary. 25 years old. Very proud of you, man. That's awesome. I would read a lot, but I think you should do that anyway, every day. Maybe figure out how to start an online business. I've had people suggest that maybe in the Black Business School, we could do a special little thing on how to start an online business. I think I will. I think I'm going to put something together. I'm talking to my brother about it. Let me see here. Skywatcher says, I disagree. Naturally, the father goes out hunting and the wife stays with the kids. Okay. I don't know what you're disagreeing with, but I think that's okay. Say my name, boys. Hey, Kalaha 1699. What era? Okay, wait, you already asked that question. Does not scare me. It's all phony. That's funny. Doc, I have a children's book that encourages entrepreneurship and community leadership. www.dreamplanexecutebooks.com. That's a long URL. Dreamplanexecutebooks.com. So yeah, dream, plan, execute. Like, you have the dream, you plan it out, and you execute it. I like that. That's very good. Very nice. Let's see here. Why are the women hitting on the men? Maybe the man is hitting on the woman. Stop being sexist. Brandon, how do you feel about Bitcoin? This is the time to buy. I mean, I own Bitcoin, but I don't continuously add to my crypto portfolio. I just bought and held it. Like, I have a lot of crypto, but it's just sitting there and I'm waiting for it to, blow up. So I've been trying to watch your video on what stocks you're investing in, but you have had trouble. Anybody else having an issue? If you have any issues in the Black Business School, we have a great support team. Email support@theblackbusinessschool.com. That's support@theblackbusinessschool.com. Also, if you want to join the Black Stock Market Program, you can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. THE, that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. HHTV, solution. I already read that. Okay. What will happen to the real estate market? Okay, we already talked about that. What should college students do while the stock market is tanking down? Is this the best time to invest? Should we put call options on our stocks at this time? Well, really, Hassan, if you look at history, Hold on for a second. Somebody's calling me. I don't know who that is. Give me a second. Hello. Hey, Sabian. Yes. Yes. McLaughlin. McLaughlin. Yep. LIN. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's okay. Thanks. Okay, I'm back. How would they call my room at 2 o'clock in the morning? My goddaughter just left, so they were asking me if I was okay with paying her valet fee. So let me see here. NWO is fake sweetheart. Okay. The New World Order. Okay. Do you think they're trying to implement martial law? Yeah, probably. Dr. Boyce, can you answer one of my questions, please? Okay, I just did. Alicia will kick your butt. She probably would, but she can't because I'm bigger and stronger than she is. Why are all the CEOs stepping down and pulling out big cash out of the stock market? I wouldn't say all of them are, or a large percentage of them are. You're going to see that, but CEOs have to actually register or let people know that they, you know, that they're selling their stock, and they usually have to explain why. Because if you don't, then what'll happen is the price will drop because people will assume they'll assume the wrong reasons. So usually, when a CEO of a publicly traded company sells a bunch of shares, they will just explain like why they're selling the shares so that it doesn't cause a disruption to the stock price. Because people are always looking for information, and they gain their information by watching the insiders. So whatever the insiders are doing, they respond to that. So if the insiders are not careful about how they release information, then they can cause the price to drop too much. So effectively, that's why you don't just see CEOs selling and just not explaining what they're doing, because they have to explain. The other thing too is, did anybody see that Elon Musk was supposed to get a $56 billion pay package? Did y'all see that, where he was supposed to get $56 billion because his company grew so much, or it grew to over $100 billion market value? They were going to pay him $56 billion. And I think that what stopped it was the market drop. When the market decline happened, he lost, I guess the company value dropped a lot. I think the stock of Tesla dropped. I mean, it plummeted. It was over 900 and something, and then it dropped to like 5 something. So you're talking about over 40% of the market value. But yeah, Musk was supposed to get a $56 billion payday, which is just insane. So yeah, this is why, train your kids to be entrepreneurs, because the thing is, it's upside. It's all about upside. Because Elon Musk could have easily been like a great engineer and made like $188,000 a year or something, right? But I mean, 56 billion, my God. So I would encourage you to just learn that stuff, because that's how you get that upside. Because you're an owner at that point. Have you ever been offered money to be like Reverend Al Sharpton? Yeah, I have. I didn't like it. What's the prospects for Apple with Jobs leaving them and Berkshire? Apple's going to be fine. They're a strong company. Yeah, I saw Bill Gates step down. I think it's probably more so for old age. I don't think it means anything more than just that. Have I ever met Dick Gregory or Barack Obama? I never met, Barack lived 2 blocks from me in Chicago, in Hyde Park, but I never met him. But I know people that met Barack. I know people that know Michelle, because I'm in Chicago. So I know a lot of people in Chicago that know them. Dick Gregory, I did not meet him, but I saw him at a conference, and I saw him walking across, and I meant to go talk to him, but we didn't get a chance to talk. How did Martha Stewart get in trouble? Insider trading. Somebody gave her a stock tip and she used it. You're not allowed to do that. Andrew Gillum was partying like a rock star in Miami. I didn't know that. I got to go read that. That's funny. Let me see here. Let's see. Dr. Watkins, do you think Charlemagne the God was wrong for taunting the black comedian with the mold of his genoia? Talking about his genitalia? I don't know. I can only speak to what Charlemagne does that I like. Like, you're not going to see me say negative things about him on a overly consistent sort of way, because I think Charlemagne has done a tremendous job of really representing the Black community. He's done some, he's the only guy that's in mainstream that's really, speaking to the fact that there is no Black agenda amongst the Democratic candidates. And I respect that. I appreciate that. I mean, is Charlemagne perfect? Is he exactly what I would be if I were in that role? No, he's not. But then again, that's why he's doing what he does and I do what I do, right? But I just feel like he's done a lot of stuff he didn't have to do. And I think that he's shown respect to the Black community, and I appreciate that very much. I mean, again, he ain't perfect though, but I'm not going to cancel somebody just because they ain't perfect. I just don't do that. Will you be orchestrating a trip to Ghana or Niger? Not anytime soon, but maybe one day. Fuck that question, Doc. Did you hear about the book that Sylvia Brown predicted this virus, says Simone? No, I'm gonna look it up. It was a mold of his butt cheeks and his anus. Oh God, that's nasty. DAC reporter, Mr. Watkins, I have a good idea. How can I get your opinion on the best way to launch it? Let's see. You can email support@theblackbusinessschool.com. I don't do a lot of consultations, or I do, but they cost money. So, and the money is there to really make sure to ask people like, okay, are you serious? Is this something you really want to talk to me about? Because my time is kind of valuable to me and I can't just waste it. I can't just talk to everybody that wants to talk because I'd be going crazy. It's like very draining. Let's see here. Talk about the importance of what's real considering society's norms according to white people. I don't know, Michael. I don't know what that question means. I apologize. I'm trying to process that. DD Gaming, do you think the coronavirus is a tactic to get us to spend tax money? Nah, I think the coronavirus, it might be something else, but it ain't going to boost the economy. I mean, the economy is going to have some heavy short-term damage and maybe some long-term damage. Brandon Glass, did you learn anything from Robert Smith? I don't know Robert Smith. I know Michael Roberts. That's one Black billionaire I know, but I don't know Michael Smith. King Hercules. So I didn't see an outcome for the lecture at GW. It seems to me y'all didn't read Amos Wilson's work. Okay. Samson says, how much? My consulting fee directly, actually it's $1,000 an hour. So yeah, so it's not simple. It's not small. So, but it's actually low, believe it or not, for consultants, that have this level of visibility. And it's really set because I just, I can talk to people that have serious stuff that they're really trying to do. If somebody's really got a business that's, where they're trying to really make big money, then it's not a big deal. Let's see here. But I do have classes and stuff where you can be in a small group and it makes it easier for me to talk to more people. I like talking to groups of people. I don't like talking one-on-one, honestly. It's very taxing. Let's see. Shout out to the ancestor, Dr. Amos Wilson. Yes. Shout out to Amos Wilson. Stephen Johnson, this is off topic, but will you and your wife ever do a Black couples retreat with other Black couples? Yes. And she would like that too. She's a therapist. She's a couples therapist and family therapist. So she would actually love to talk to you guys more. I only push so much of it because, sometimes the internet can be a little bit toxic and I don't like pushing that on the people that I love. As Zoop says, I absolutely love Boyce, no homo. Well, I love you too, no homo. Kalaha, he does a lot of suspect things. You're talking about Charlemagne? No comment. Let me see here. What's the hardest mistake to make while trading? The hardest mistake to make? You mean like the worst mistake to make? Well, trying to trade too much, trying to market time, like pick the right stock at the right time, that'll throw you off. Let's see here. Austin, hey Doc, do you do dollar cost average daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis? I don't do precise dollar cost averaging, but I don't think there's a difference, honestly. I feel like if you're just consistently buying, you usually do okay. If you're a long-term investor. Let's see, Left Stripe. Dr. Boyce, do you believe that Mondays are the best days to buy stock in a bearish market? Generally, a lot of the worst days, I think, in history, I got to go look this up, but I think Mondays just tend to be really, really hard days because you have all this information that's piled up for the weekend and the market hasn't been able to execute on it. So once the market opens Monday, it's like, it all kind of hits at once. So I think that can cause a lot of chaos. Clifton, would you consider short-term stock buying to sell after we recover from the pandemic? I would consider it, but I don't know if you can play that game because this is going to be hard to sort of predict. But I do think that based on history, consistently buying into the dip historically has been a good move long term, but you got to be a long term investor. Carlton Coleman, Tone Talks, question mark. I don't know what that question means. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Mr. Montessaret. I lost you, man. I'm sorry. Here we go. How to get young girls to stop going to Asian nail salons with their dad's money. We got to open some black-owned nail salons. That's what we need to do. King Hercules, you said black kids need their own education. How do you feel Dr. Umar is doing to that goal? I think Umar probably needs to kind of. I think he has a lot. There's a lot of distractions with Umar that turn people off. But then again, I can't talk. I mean, I have distractions. But I think with Umar, it's a little bit tough. I think there are a lot of people that want to believe in him are a little bit concerned by what they're seeing in some of his behavior. And I can say personally, you know, there was a time where I would have been happy to kind of work with him and stuff like that and collaborate. But you know, when your attitude and your behavior is a little bit out of pocket, I get to a point where I say, you know, you just stay over there. I wish you the best. I wish you good luck, but that's not the vibe I'm looking for. I just think as grown men, there should be a lower bound on our behavior, you know, and I'm not trying to be a thug or some gangster nigga or whatever, and just get out here and just, you know, do things that are not consistent with the bigger picture, you know. Like I love working together with other people. And I just really, there's just some stuff where I'm just like, it doesn't feel right to me anymore, you know. So I wish him the best. I'm not going to disrupt or undermine what he's doing, but I don't really want to be a part of that. You know, I got other people I'd rather work with. Michael Victoriano, talk about mental health in relation to Black excellence. I was talking about that earlier. I was talking to my goddaughter about that. I hate when we do little things that show weakness, especially men, but women too. You know, like just like little stuff like she was talking about this editor she hired who kept promising her that he was going to get the job done by the next day and never did. Like, I hate that. I hate Black men that make a bunch of promises that they can't keep. It's very traumatizing to your children. It makes people not be able to rely on you. It doesn't mean that sometimes you can't come up short. Sometimes things happen. But if you're just some motherfucker that just is always like lying and always saying, oh, baby, I'm going to do it on Tuesday, and you never do. Like, that's not a man to me. That's not, you know, you're not a sturdy human being, in my opinion. I mean, all of us come up short sometimes, but at least acknowledge that you've come up short. Like, at least say, you know, my bad. I was supposed to get it done. I understand that. I'm going to make sure I do better next time. You know, like I don't see, like, a lot of my friends in the Nation of Islam don't do that. The Nation of Islam is on a whole different code. Like, you should pay attention to the Nation. Like, I have friends in the Nation. If I say, let's have a meeting Tuesday at 2:00, they're there Tuesday at 1:55. There ain't no excuses. Like, I just think, you know, the opposite of Black excellence is Black excuses. So which X are you? Are you excellence or are you excuses? Because, you know, you got so many people. Think about this. Think about how many people who could be great, the people that you know who could be doing amazing things, but they always got a goddamn excuse. Stop making excuses. Excellent people don't make excuses. That's just, I mean, I'm just telling you, like, excellent people solve problems, you know. An excuse is really a problem that you're too lazy to solve half the damn time. That's what an excuse usually is. It's a problem that you were not committed to solving because that problem has been solved by somebody else 9 times out of 10. Look at somebody like Vicky Dillard. Vicky Dillard, you know, is going through health problems that would make most people buckle and fold. They would never think that they could go and do a daily talk show and reach hundreds of thousands of people every week and have that same energy and passion and charisma that Vicky has, and, you know, dealing with what she's dealing with health-wise. You know, I know men, healthy men who, you know, would still find an excuse not to show up every day, not to be consistent, not to whatever, you know, but Vicky fights through that. And I just love that. I mean, I just respect that so much because that's what institutions are built on. Institutions, which Black people lack. Institutions are built on sturdy people who understand their role, who fulfill their obligation, period. Do your job. Whatever your job, if your job is to be a father, do your goddamn job. If your job is to take out the garbage, take out the damn garbage. If your job is to be there for your man, do your damn job. If your job is to show up to the meeting at 3:00 on Thursday, then do your job. like seriously. So I think that that's probably something that bothers me. When you talk about what Black excellence is, it's excellence, which is the opposite of excuses. So which one are you going to be? Period. Anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. I'm really tired, and Alicia's waiting there for me. She's probably wondering why I'm sitting out here at 2:30 in the morning talking on the internet. But and some of y'all may be watching a recording of this, so it may not be 2:30 in the morning when you're watching it now. But but anyway, I hope you guys have a good night, and it was fun. It was real. Thanks for hanging out with me. And also, like I said, the stock market program, if you want to learn more about that stuff, you can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, that's the blackstockmarketprogram.com. You can do the first 30 days for $1. And I want to say, Lamar, thank you for your donation. He says, Dr. Boyce, is there a chance that this crash that's coming could be the biggest in U.S. history? Could be, but I think it's got a long way to go. I got to go look at the Great Depression. The stock market was much lower at that time, so the numbers were not as great, but the percentages is what you pay attention to. So I got to go see in terms of percentage declines, how bad it was in the crash of 1929, and compare the two. But we're up there. Like, I mean, if we have a couple more 3,000 point, well, actually, I guess they have a 3,000 point day, but they have another 2,000 point day and maybe two more or something. You're going to start hearing them say like, oh, it hasn't been this bad since 1975, or this is the greatest since the Great Depression. So we could be going into a depression. I mean, when you're shutting down all of society and all activity and telling everybody to stay home, I don't see how you can do that and not expect to have a severe recession and perhaps a depression. I don't, because you're killing economic activity. It's like having a car that's going 100 miles an hour and then you pull it to a complete standstill. It ain't going to be the same situation when that car starts back up again, because it takes time to get that momentum. So I'm really worried about that from an economic standpoint, and the fact that a capitalist society, capitalist leadership, are giving up that much money, like trillions of dollars in economic activity, just to stop a virus, tells me that the virus is probably worse than what they've told you that it is. That's why I think the situation is worse than what they're saying. And that's why they're overreacting like this. That's my 2 cents. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it. I'll keep you guys posted on it as we go along. So hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe and follow the Black Financial Channel on Instagram. I post up there every day. So I'll see you soon. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Peace.